There we go. How's everybody doing? Oh, what do we got? What do we got today? Oh, Veronique's in the flow. There's been some heavy energy this week. I have to keep clearing my space and expanding my light body. Are there solar flares causing this? Yes, to say the least. To say the least, to say the most, yes, there are some gnarly solar flares. That was actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, sister. So good call. Good call. Lots shifting. A lot of true colors exposing themselves, and a lot of gnarly energy, to say the least. When we see this gnarly energy showing up in our reality, plain and simple, just know with a lot of the shifts that we're all watching here. If they're not like shifts in the physical reality with physical items and physical things, and they're actually things that are happening with spiritual forces and mental forces and people that you love and people that show up or don't show up. These are simply dimensional shifts, my family. So just when you see these things taking place, just hold space for it, if you will. But it's really just all about just moving on. We have a job to do, my family. We have a job to do, so we can't get hung up with any weirdness whatsoever, especially if something that was blue turned red and something that was red turned blue. Nothing against the colors of the elements or whatever it is, but it's sometimes we can't, it's difficult to see a trauma as a miracle when it is a miracle. And this is what's necessary. And, sometimes when we are that powerful force in somebody's reality, and they know that we can see what they need to do, when they can see that we know what they need to heal or what needs to be released, if they're not ready to heal that, if they're not ready to do that work, then it's simply is going to seem like you're being attacked or you're being pushed upon. So take this as a sign that you're doing your work. And if you continue to see your miracles, if you continue to see your wonderful things happen, then obviously you're on the right path. You're doing the right things. So don't take, like I said, these shifts that like you can't see yet. Like if we have this conversation again later and everybody writes down what's taking place right now by journaling or whatever, or just making a mental note or a video that you don't even have to necessarily post. You just make a video for yourself to see where you are now and where you are in the future. I promise you that you're going to see this stuff was meant to be. And when it comes to enabling, we shouldn't be enabling anymore. And this is what's been taking place. It's us enabling certain functionalities and energies in our reality, plain and simple. So yeah, solar flares, it's been a ride. It's definitely been a ride. It's been like just all at once, like needing to take a nap. And I'm not a napper. Like I'm a very Leo in that regard of 6.5, 7 hours of sleep and I'm good. So if I see that I'm sleeping very odd, or those days that we're waking up at 3 a.m., that's an excellent example. If something wakes you up energetically at 3 a.m., and for me, it's been literally 3:07 to the minute. 3 times last week. It was 3:07, not 3:06, not 3:08, not 3:01, not 3:15. It was specifically 3:07 every time I woke up and looked at the phone, and I'm just like, okay, I'm up till 4. If you're waking up during that witching hour and it feels weird, don't force yourself to fall asleep during that, or don't tell yourself, well, I need this sleep now. And I know some of you might have jobs where like you have to sleep, or you're thinking, I need this extra sleep. I can't be awake for all this. But it's for how much better the next day is going to be if we do whatever work we need to do and meditate through that hour, or just simply sit and be and wait till that energy dissipates to a certain extent, instead of having a dream that we either remember or don't remember, which is lower vibrational because of the energy that we're sitting in. Like sometimes we need to simply transmutate, my family. Like this is where the true keys of the reality are, and the keys of magic are, is, you know, once we realize that we want to be stubbornly optimistic, and we see those opportunities of being positive, and we see those effects of making somebody's day with something that can be very silly, like just you noticing them or seeing them, and like these little things that we can do to connect with a stranger or whoever it is and make their day. These are the effects that we can have on our own reality as well, with, like I said, being stubbornly optimistic, but then also transmuting, turning the lower forces into the higher, and being able to have this belief structure of seeing these miracles. And as we start, wherever you feel comfortable to start with this stuff, you know, as one of the great examples I used to tell people back in the day when it comes to manifesting and seeing how powerful of a manifester you are, make it something simple. Make it the front parking spot on a rainy day. You see it's drizzling, instead of saying, oh man, now it's starting to rain, yada, yada, yada. No, tell yourself, oh, when I show up, the front parking spot's going to be open, or somebody's going to be just getting to their car at that moment. Or just manifest something as simple as a penny on the ground, or a coin on the ground, wherever you're living right now, my family. As much as I wish you all were here and we were having a big party, wherever you are, I love you all so much. So yeah, manifest. But if you're feeling weird, that's obviously not the time to manifest. That's the time to take control over your reality. That's time to take control over your body and notice whatever weird pain or energy that comes in, that there's no explanation for it. When these things happen, it's up to us to take control of our reality and just say that can't be real. Because how could it be real? How is it possible for something to come in out of nowhere? So if you're dealing with any of these things during these gnarly solar flares, because, you know, I hear a lot of people talking about how humanity's ascending. It's like, I don't want to say humanity's an afterthought, but it's all ascending. All of the dimensions are ascending. All of the reality is ascending. The planet under your feet is ascending, and the stars out in space are ascending, and clearly the sun is going through some sort of ascension process too, because I remember a yellow sun at 12 high noon when I was a child. And I don't even see a yellow sun at 4 p.m. anymore. Regardless if I'm on the East Coast of America or the West Coast of America, it's a different sun. It's a different reality. So I can see that these things are shifting. You can see that these things are shifting. You know, regardless of what it is, when we take control over it and we say yes or we say no, and when we say yes or no, we put certain work into place. And part of the work is the spell that's coming out of your mouth, my family. This is why I'm so excited to continue to do this etymology work, or whatever verbiage or word we want to label it with, because the more we do this work, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's gross, sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's empowering. But when we learn that the spell that we're casting, and actually just break down the words, sometimes the words aren't bad, and sometimes words that we think are really good are kind of good, like awesome, and like, this is a word I saw everybody start saying, and I was guilty for this as well. Not that it's a source of guilt, but awe is connected to fear. And then, like, you know, it's like a different word every day that I'm breaking down, and sometimes I just laugh. But just yesterday it was menace, to be a menace. It literally says men ace, like an ace among men. Like, so this isn't even a bad word. Like, this is a word that it was created to be a derogatory term when to be a menace. It's like the word spelling and the spell behind the word is not what the definition says. And it's the same thing with apocalypse and a lot of this stuff. But, you know, sometimes we can find some funny ones that I call, like, not that we should be insulting each other, but sometimes you get these fun words that you could say. Like my new favorite is like extraordinary. It's like basically saying that this person is extraordinary. So it's basically like the 5D way to call somebody basic. So I'm not saying that we should be saying these things to people we love or anybody as for that matter. But if somebody's acting a fool and being dark, and you can say a word that sounds like a compliment when it's not, because I mean I know a lot of people have problems with the word blessings. Like I'm not really into blessings. Like sometimes back in the day when people say blessings to me, I'd be like, why does that feel weird? And then I would actually see that the word said be less. It's like be less. So yeah. So I only say this stuff to give you guys a laugh. Because some of it's energetic and completely physical. Like some of it's physical. Because like I remember, which a lot of guys out there don't have long hair, but I remember the first time like I made a point, but I was annoyed with somebody, and like I walked away through my hair, and I was like, oh. I was like, you know, because like your hair is an extension of your consciousness. And when I like threw my hair, it was almost just like it was like, ah. It was like a once again, it was like a 5D middle finger. So I see sometimes where we're getting more in control. We get more in control, but then there's still things as we work on being these bastions of unconditional love, and we work on being these gods, if you will, like plain and simple. Like I put up that video the other day. I wasn't trying to ruffle feathers, but if I was, good. You know, it's like I truly believe that you guys at home and all of us, like many of us at least, share DNA and bloodline heritage directly from these gods, directly from Jesus, for example, directly from certain aspects that are said to have not had children. And I believe that these are some of the best kept secrets in spirituality and physicality as a whole, and religion as a whole, and many facets of this reality. So I love you guys so freaking much. Let's see what's going on with this weekly reading. We're going to drop some cards and pop up the other camera. Say hello, Groot. Look at, he's really sneaky today. He was sneaky. You almost didn't even see him. You almost didn't even see that Groot was there. So let's get on into this. Bam, split the camera. Here we go. My family, thank you for being here. If you can, please gently caress the like button and tap on the things that do the dings. Tap on the bell notification icon if you haven't, so you can be here when we go live for those like randomly 2 days ago where we were taking questions. And there's many I want to get more into the YouTube, as even though it's been more than ever, discounting the holiday I was just on. But yeah, if you hit the bell notification icon, you'll be alerted when other readings go up and other informations go up. Love you all so freaking much. Ah. And it feels like, why are you listening to Madonna, man? Isn't she Illuminati? No. That lost 4 people. They lost 4 people when they heard Madonna. Oh, little Paparino, and a couple of Dropperinos. Okay. 2, 3, Oh my God. What are your dogs' names? I wish I still had dogs. One more. Yeah, the bridge. One more bridge. Let's do this. Caesar! What up, brother? Babu. Good. Oh, I like it. Oh, okay. Good stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, golden god. Yummy. All right. So this is the card of tomorrow, Monday, halfway through Tuesday, in the physical reality and in the spiritual reality. So let's see what's going on here. Physical reality. Yay, I got the 10 of Cups for my birthday. My birthday's on Monday, everybody, if you didn't know that. So we see that the rainbow bridge, we see that this bridge of light, we see that this and this keeps happening. We're getting spiritual cards in physical positions. So yes, this can physically represent a party. This can physically represent a get together. But this is definitely, for me, my focus is on the light. My focus is on the rainbow. So it looks like some sort of upgrade, even if it's coming in the form of a solar flare, my family. Something epic is happening here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in the physical. Even if it doesn't seem physical, it is physical, and it's going to make physical changes, and it's going to shift things in your reality, shift things in your body, shift things with your abundance, or shift things with your awakening process as a whole, because this is connected to the spiritual king. And as I look at him, her, whoever, because this card is in the spiritual category, so this is for all of us. The face definitely looks a little more somber. So it looks like, okay, I've gotten to this point. What am I doing next? And for what it comes next, looking halfway through Tuesday, all of Wednesday, and halfway through Thursday in the physical, something is achieved. Something returns to us, because we see this beyond the veil. One of the cards that popped out was the High Priestess. This is the masculine form of the High Priestess. We see the two pillars. We see the veil. So this spiritual veil, we have this masculine overlay over this, basically with this feminine, because of that High Priestess card. We have the Magician here as the cloud cover. We have the Strength card as the message from other dimensional versions. So when I see this card, when I see the feminine, when I see this masculine line, this male line, but the feminine line is controlling it, this is all talking about integration, because it's literally three cards, like right here, or three energies right here. We see the child. We see the inner child, we see the divine feminine, we see the divine masculine. And this is what's really taking place here through this work, through whatever it is that's returning to us. So be excited about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, regardless of how that appears in your reality, or regardless of what sort of challenges or anything that could come up. And I'm not even saying it's going to be challenges. It doesn't even necessarily need to be that. We have 1, 2, 3 blue skies, 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow skies. So very, very positive, very awesome reading here. So I think it's going to be an excellent week. So, because moving on from, and just let me actually sit with this for a second before I even just move on. Aspects. Yeah, this is actually energetic and spiritual aspects which are returning to us. It's almost like everybody's got, for example, not that it has to be a dragon, but everybody's got a dragon egg that's going to be hatching halfway through Tuesday here. Or numerous dragon eggs, or numerous forces, or something's returning to us that we haven't had and we haven't seen. It's like a test has been passed. So for those of you that have passed a test, something very powerful is returning to you for stepping up and for doing what felt right instead of what mentally seemed right. Because sometimes the mind, we need to quiet the mind. And I'm sure that you guys know this, especially with as we were talking about this gnarly energy with these solar flares. So moving on from there, we see the inner child, or we see something with family, our direct siblings, if we have direct siblings or brothers and sisters. But this is definitely, once again, when I see this like sandwich of spiritual energy in the physical, even though this is a very physical card in a physical position, but this definitely has this resonance and vibration of our inner child, following that excitement and knowing. And it's like, I hate to keep and not that I keep bringing this up, but I'm seeing so many miracles where the inner child knows where the abundance comes from. And the inner child is excited about investing our earned funds or bartering or whatever it is for something else that is the right call. If we're making decisions from a distorted masculine standpoint, how can that work out? Like it's called a pyramid for a reason. Pyramid, pyro, middle, fire in the middle. We need to enclose space with as many points of interest as possible. It's not just mind, body, spirit. It's mind, body, spirit, soul. There's always this fourth thing, so we can make this tetrahedron. So we can have these 4 points of interest. You need at least 4 points of interest to make the smallest 3D geometric pattern. And there are connections between the numerology. That's like another video I want to do soon, is really talk to you guys about some of like the fun numerology stuff and how to do this for yourself every year. Especially at least being able to figure out what your birthday card is. Not your birthday card, but your birthday number is. Because this is stuff I've seen so many miracles, and it's like, this number says this is going to happen, and it happens. So finishing strong halfway through Thursday, Friday, and all of Saturday. It says the inner child, and then it shows Mama Bear. It shows Galactic Mama. We got magical Daddy over here, and we got Galactic Mama over here. And then right in between, we have these scales. We have this masculine form of the High Priestess, like I said, where the scales are balanced. Okay. So if you are balanced, which I'm sure the majority of you are balanced that are watching this, you still have time to get balanced. We're talking on Saturday. Get out into nature. Go sit on a creek. That is one of the most powerful energetic things I've done. I don't care. You can have like the worst day. You could be going through the saddest thing in your life. And when I have been going through these things personally, what's worked for me is going and just sitting on a rock, especially if I let my head point downstream, so like the water is coming and like basically slapping into the bottoms of my feet. And please be safe, and don't do this if you can't safely get out into the water. I'm not saying to rush out into a raging river. We have creeks and calmer water here in Sedona, but to go out to one of these rocks in the middle of the water and have the water going around you, going over your feet, because when the water's rushing, there's also wind, there's also air energy. And this is what I was talking about the other day slightly, how all of the elements affect air. All of them do. So when you feel the wind going over you from the water, and to feel that water going around you, it's not like you got to lay there for an hour. To me, it's miraculous. If I lay there and something's going on and I'm on the right rock, it's boom, boom. It's like, this is like kind of like going right out of the top of your antenna, because your root chakra is harnessed in. This is why I'm so big on posture and to just be laying there, sitting there, and just regardless of how you feel comfortable or how you feel safe, if you choose to do that work, just come back to this video, write about it in the comments. But whatever works for you, put your bare feet on moss, go and climb a mountaintop, go to the beach by yourself. Whatever it is that's your thing and is your thing, don't look at this like you're thinking, oh God, I'm unbalanced. He's telling me it's too late. It's not too late. It's not too late, because you have today. and you have tomorrow morning. And this is like something that this energy is here until halfway through Tuesday. So you have till basically till halfway through Tuesday to get everything balanced, my family. So what is it that you need to do? Who is it that you need to speak to? Who is it that you need to let know, like whatever it is that you want to let know, so it's not weighing down on your heart or mind anymore? Plain and simple. That's nothing about that is darkness. Nothing about that is an attack. You're lightening your spiritual load, your mental load, your physical load, so you can continue to rise, because this is what's necessary. This is what's necessary for the kids to see. And this is what's necessary for the younger generations to see, that all of this is possible, and we can see more and more miracles. And if our mind is not in the right place, you're going to see the opposite of miracles. You're going to see weird stuff. So it's very important. It's like something that we've been working on, and I've been talking about for a decade now, is the words and the spells. So what's your thing, my family? Do it. Even though I don't really see a get out into nature card. What I'm seeing is most people are just, you're good, you're balanced, you've done the work. But if you're hearing this message and you're not feeling balanced, that's always my recommendation. From Galactic Tarot, from Alexander Mazzone, www.sedonastarseed.com. We've got Matt Kahn, everybody. Vendor positions and tickets are kind of flying. Yeah, I'm just so freaking excited to get the family together, to see you all, to build community and build new earth, and just have such an epic time with all of you. I love you all so freaking much. CrystalCurrent.com for energy gear, GalacticTarot.com if you want to book a private reading. And without further ado, the final card, the strength card. So the message from other dimensional versions is control, is us being in control. And where the strength is. I've been telling you guys this for a while, and this goes double for all the men watching this right now. Men, boys, guys, whatever, watching this right now. Being in flow, being in this state of like, almost like what Bruce Lee talks about, like being like water. Water can flow or water can crash. So having this balance of the masculine and the feminine, and being in this state of fluidity, which I wish I could find this video of what's his name, of Richard Pryor talking about this symbol on the tarot card, because this is like, to me, what Neo's doing in the Matrix, to be in that flow, which I'm like showing you guys the movement right now. But this is one of the greatest things I figured out, is having good posture, tightening my core. What is the core? The central most important piece. Having all my chakra aligned all the way up your stream, because you have way more than 7 chakras. And then it's back into the right, back into the left, back into the right, back into the left. And this is something that you can be doing, because I'm doing it right now, even though I look completely still. This is something that you can be doing to not be where people's negative words are, where their judgments are, where energy is coming in. It's like, picture if the stream is doing this, if your chakra stream is doing this, and for something to get onto your shoulder or onto your hip, it needs to at least, it doesn't go into the root. It can't go into the root. It has to come in at the sacral chakra or the throat chakra. So I'm just using my hand as an example here. But if this, so basically if the sacral chakra and the throat are never in the place where this shadow energy or this weird energy is sent from, if you're having a difficult conversation, if you're dealing with something where you can feel that your body's wanting to do this and you're wanting to protect, and you see your arms cross over here and you feel your shoulders hunch over, no, stay up and just do that sway. Like I said, it's honestly, when I first started working with this about 4 years ago, it was, to me, like just mind-blowing, where like somebody could be losing their mind, and normally like my heart, because I know you guys feel this. I know as you guys are activating more and more every day, you're seeing that certain people, your heart is, so attempt this, just try this. Like, take it with a grain of salt if you don't want to try it. But if you do try this, I can like almost guarantee you that your heart will not be beating as fast as it was. Now that person might lose their mind because the vampiric energy that is inside of them or connected to them that normally feeds off of you is now starving because you're not there. You're not like when the hook comes in, you're always boom, boom. It's like I said, I pictured Neo in the Matrix and all the bullets. He's just moving around the bullets. And like I said, Richard Pryor was talking about this, and he was talking. I wish I could find this because he was talking about how like brothers walk with that swagger, and he was saying it was that shape, and he said like the energies can't affect him as badly, and things like it's almost just like things just blow right off of you when you're having this flow. And what he didn't talk about it from the standpoint, he did talk about magic. He literally brought up tarot cards. He brought up the fact that that symbol is coming up on each side of the reading, guys. That's the only 2 times it's in the tarot, and we have it as a sandwich right here. So obviously Spirit wanted me to tell you guys about this magical tool, like straight up magical tool. I'd love to hear your experiences with that. Even next time I'm live, come right back to this video. I love you guys so freaking much. Thank you so much for all your support, all your love. And I will see you all very soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Love you. Cheers.